Me, I am a memoir. I said a memoir. We're going deep. We're going down too deep into the regular verse. Oh yeah, the regular verse. Regular.
Hello, Emily. It's me, Jennifer Lopez, in the back of my limo in a bag under a blankie. And you're in the Regularverse. I just saw the baggie from my microphone, and I thought Jen would sing into it.
Maybe she forgot to take the bag off the microphone that she was recording at home.
That's exactly what happened. So yeah, welcome back to the Regularverse. I'm Poshlo, and that's Fableck. And we're so sorry that we're still here.
That was a callback to last episode, if you missed it, where I decided that Jen was singing into a sock. While singing with Bryan Adams, of all fucking people.
Maybe she was rimming lamb chop. You know, two birds, one stone.
Maybe.
Like,
who knows? Rimming
that's who sponsors her career, is lamb chop.
Oh my god, lamb chop.
She's been stealing
insouciant sock.
She's been in Sherry. Was it Sherry? Was that her name?
Yeah.
What was it? Sherry Lewis. She was in her
Sherry
garbage.
Shepherd.
Yeah, she was in Sherry Shepherd's garbage and found lamb chop.
Yeah.
And has
Sherry
been
Lewis
recycling
was busy.
him. Yeah. Busy being dead, I think. Oh god. Everyone keeps dying on that podcast. Oh god.
Everyone dies. Everyone dies. It's very sad. It's a fact of life that it ends.
All right.
On that morbid note, shall we move on to the next bit?
Let's listen to something more depressing. Some J-Lo songs. All right, so there's no prolo moments. We're going straight into getting the lowdown on the down low.
Getting the lowdown on the down low. We are on the down low. That one was through the sock. All right, we're up to track 13 here in the down low, on the low down on the down low. It's simply titled Us. And it is, thankfully, after features a go-go,
Yes.
It's a Jennifer Lopez song.
Interesting.
It was released in February 2018. The songwriters are Jason Pooh Bear Boyd and Sonny John Skrillex Moore.
Oh.
And it's produced by Pooh Bear and Skrillex.
Okay.
Which is controversial and weird, and I did not know that this collab had happened.
Yeah.
Now, we know that the Canada loved her because she charted with Bryan Adams on her last song. So I couldn't find any other chart movement for her. So I've gone to the Canadian charts where she hit number 28.
Good girl.
And she was number 5 on the streaming charts in Finland.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like no one else wanted a piece of her. How do you feel about Us?
If I'm totally honest, I don't completely remember it, but I wrote, this is kind of a nothing song, but a fun nothing. The vocal effects are meant to be there. Oh, here we go. It's not overly memorable, but for the time it was on, I enjoyed it enough. Maybe not a single, but a perfectly fine album track. I'm just, like you said, I'm just weirdly relieved when we just get a Jen song. It's like, okay, we can just let her do her thing. So yeah, I wasn't sort of blown away by it. But if this was an album track on any of her albums, yeah, cool. No worries.
Yeah. Yeah. Her vocals are strong, I think. Highly processed. Yes, but strong. Although this song is, as you said, nothing.
Yeah.
You'd think getting in the studio with Pooh Bear and Skrillex would get some kind of hardcore dance number.
Right?
But it really sounds like a bunch of boring garage band loops, like from someone's MacBook, with Jen doing some breathless vocals into a processor. Like, if that's her voice being sampled and pitched up.
How dare you come for my entire discography? I mean...
Seriously, like, if that is her voice that's been pitched up as the hook, like every song on Charm Bracelet from 16 years earlier, then good on her for jumping on a very ancient bandwagon.
Yeah. When did this come out? She maybe heard our podcast and was like,
yeah, maybe.
Oh,
this is
that's the
2018.
charm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
the Charm Bracelet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we were talking about Charm
Yeah,
Bracelet
probably.
in 2018. So it never really progresses as
Yeah.
a song. Like,
Yeah.
and she tries to get more powerful and has a crack at belting as it goes on. But because the song is doing nothing, she's not actually contributing anything new. Like, it's just like, bless you for thinking this song has a build, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you've had a build. Like, good on you.
Yeah. Gave it a crack.
For thinking that this is how songs go. But this song doesn't go like that.
She just finally remembered to take the little sock off the mic.
Yeah. And do you want your Law and Order Regular Victims unit?
Go on.
So Jen said this song was about her relationship at the time with Alex Rodriguez,
Interesting.
despite the fact she had fuck all to do with the writing or producing of it. I don't think Pooh Bear or Skrillex went out with Alex Rodriguez.
Now is their chance. You
The
know?
only way this could be about Alex Rodriguez is if she was having a little bit of a fiddle downstairs while she sang it, which might explain why she reaches a couple of big notes towards the end.
Absolutely. The fiddle downstairs. My goodness. What have you turned our podcast into?
What? You're the king of the triple DPs!
That was the joke.
No, I'm not good at jokes. I'm a comedian.
know.
We don't recognise them in other people.
Constantly having to explain the comedy to the comedian. It's exhausting.
So, I'm real. What percentage of this song do you think she had anything to do with?
I gave it a mid-low because I said it's all Jen, but it's all effects. So
Yes.
it cancels
Yes.
itself out.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's mid-low. It's too much processing, but she is putting in an effort.
Yeah.
Like, she is making an effort.
Yeah.
And are you pro-low or no-low or I don't remember that song low?
I don't remember that song. I wrote that I was pro light, so I must have enjoyed it
Yeah.
enough. I think, like I said, when it was on, I was having fun. But then as soon as it ended,
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
What?
Was the song just playing? Okay.
This is another one of those 3-minute songs that goes for too long. Because it doesn't progress. It doesn't
Yeah.
change. Like, Pooh Bear and Skrillex have pressed all the buttons and wandered off. Like, they haven't come in to press a second button.
Through the 100-acre wood. That's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely no-low.
Yeah, fair.
All right. Track 14 on our made-up album of Weird Orphan songs is Dinero,
Yes.
which is also a Jennifer Lopez song, but
Yes.
featuring DJ Khaled
Yeah.
and Cardi B.
Yeah.
This was released in May 2018. The songwriters are, taking a breath, Charles Anderson, Tommy Brown, a.k.a. TB Hits, Mohombi Mopundo, Ye Gonzalez, Danielle Curiel, also known as Danny Lee, Alexander Prado, Jermaine Denny, who is Red Cafe, Khaled, DJ Khaled, Belcalis Almanzar, which is Cardi B's name, and Luis Calaf. The producers were Scooty, Tommy Brown, DJ Khaled, Mohombi Mopundo, and Ye Gonzalez.
Congratulations on getting through all those names without being problematic.
I tried not to.
Yeah. I could see it on your face, and you didn't. You resisted.
Try to be as respectful as possible to people's birth names. This did chart, weirdly, in the US. It hit number 80, was certified gold.
Yeah.
And in Canada, it got to 75.
Oh, boom.
We had nothing to do with it. There is a video.
There it is. Okay. A fabanopsis. And Jenny's barbecuing because it's her house.
Jen and DJ Khaled are tooling about in a mansion, and she bowls a glittery bowling ball at some pins in a hallway. Then it's time for some sunbathing women to sell us some vapes.
Yes.
Jen barbecues some ribs while drinking from a customized crystal 7-Eleven Big Gulp. Then she plays strip poker with some twinks who all lose because math. She smokes a cigar and toasts marshmallows over burning cash. Then she walks her ostrich and sells us a sandwich. Then she has a les sesh with Cardi B, who's also playing croquet. And Jen does an on-brand regular mime to some of Cardi's rap.
Yes. Good girl.
Jen finds some glittery sports outfits for all her nude twinks, and they do a dance while DJ Khaled watches TV. Then she has a bath with a unicorn.
Oh, she does. Forgot that she does. She really does.
Also, this is not the only video. There's
another
vertical video.
Is it the same or different?
It's very different. This is basically Jen in a black midriff turtleneck with long sleeves. I don't understand how that works. If you're cold enough to need a turtleneck and long sleeves, why do you have a midriff? Anyway, she's doing basically a TikTok in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And because Cardi B isn't there, Jen mimes her whole bit. Hashtag on brand.
Yeah. I'd expect nothing
But it's
less.
like, I think it was like pre-TikTok. It was when Spotify were trying to have vertical videos, so they made...
Yeah.
And it looks partly produced, but partly just she's holding a phone.
Like, she's got Ben to do it.
It's very strange.
Oh my God.
It's very,
I
very...
missed that one.
You didn't miss much.
Okay.
Well, her thinking she's Cardi B is kind of hilarious.
That is great.
She's giving it a bit of this.
Yeah, good girl, yeah.
While she pretended to rap of not her bit of the song. Also, her miming is way off base. Like, it's
really?
like, yeah, it's not quite, like it moves around. It's like it was edited in a hurry. Like, it's really bad. Anyway, bless her for trying. As I've said several times in this podcast.
Yes, I know.
Good on her for having a go.
She tried. She turned up that day.
Yeah. How do you feel about this number?
You know what? I'm going to say something I haven't said for a while, which is I love everything about this song.
What?
I loved this. I think this is the most complete song on this list.
Wow.
I thought it has its own DNA while also kind of calling back to, previous hits and all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It has lots of attitude. I loved Cardi's verse. The video is over the top heaven.
The video is amazing.
Yes.
And in black and white.
And in black and white. And I thought Jen is trying some new things, getting Cardi and Khaled to add to it, but it still feels like her song. So I think that all worked for me. And I did love Nonchalant Barbecue Jen and Eating a Marshmallow Jen and Being the Godfather Jen. So it's just got all the ingredients for me, which makes me think that you're going to hate it.
Look, I like the Latin flavour. Mm-hmm. And a Spanglish song, what a fun idea.
Yeah.
Like, so much of, if you listen to the radio in LA, it's in Spanglish. Like the presenters are speaking, that really berserk blend of English and Spanish. And it's just like, okay. And you kind of get what people mean because it's the implication of what they're saying is there, kind of thing.
It's an attitude.
So, and we know enough from popular culture, like we know that dinero means money, like that kind of thing.
But they still had fun with the Robert De Niro of it all in the video, which I appreciated.
Yeah. And also sometimes she said, give me that D.
Yes.
Nero.
She did.
Like,
she did.
I might want some. But I it's fun, but I just, again, like many of these songs, despite only being 3 minutes, I just started to outstay its welcome towards the end. I was just like, why is it still going? And maybe because there's not enough variation. Cardi's great.
Yes.
And there's some fun wordplay in the lyric. Like there's so much fun going on. And I don't think it's Jen's best vocal performance, which I think is another reason I'm disappointed, because some of these really shit songs she's had a real crack at.
Sure.
And this one, she's like doing that weird rap singing.
See, but I don't mind the rap singing. You never liked the rap singing, but I kind of like the Jen rap singing. So maybe that's why I'm also...
For me, the Jen rap singing sounds like she couldn't be bothered learning the melody and thought, I'll just talk my way through this. No one will learn it last night. And I didn't listen to the track that they sent me.
That's what happened. It's fine.
I didn't have time. It's like sometimes I turn up to this podcast and I've done no research. And I'm like, I'll be fine. Yeah. Posh will talk his way through it. So this is going to be a controversial flip around, isn't it? What percentage do you think she's saying?
I think this is her. So I went for a high-low, when it's her.
Yeah, I'm mid-low. I think, Again, I don't think it's amazing for her. Although she is having fun with the bilingual singing, just not enough.
Okay. Oh, you wanted more fun. I wanted more fun, Jen.
I want more fun, Jen. Thank you. So you pro-low or no-low?
Yeah, I'm super pro-low. I really like this.
Super pro. I'm super no.
That's so funny.
I know. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm in awe, but I just wanted it to be more than it is.
Okay.
And it felt like not enough.
I think I just, like, for me, like, the vocal delivery was just giving orders. She's giving me orders, and I'm not mad about it.
Yes.
I'm a sub for J-Lo. So.
You're a sub for J-Lo.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give it an awe now.
Fair.
On to track 15, Medicine with French Montana.
or whatever I wrote.
You wrote French Medicine.
Medicine with French medicine. Yeah.
Yeah. Medicine with French Montana was released in April 2019. The songwriters are Jennifer Lopez. We have not seen her in the credits in a while.
She wrote French medicine.
She wrote French
medicine. Her input.
It's French medicine. French medicine is what I need. Kimberly Krysiak, Varen Wade, Sons of Sonics, which is Moses Samuels and Olani Akinumi, Stargate, which is Nicole Erickson, Tor Erica Manson, and Karim Karbouche, which is French Montana. It was produced by Stargate and Sons of Sonics. This one did get out there in the world and hit the heights of number 91 in Canada. They're all over J-Lo at the moment. You hang out with Bryan Adams once, we will give you at least a sale. Canadians are into it. In the US, it's in the digital sales chart at 32, which I don't know why that's different than the regular sales chart.
None of it ever makes any sense. Yeah.
And the Oz digital tracks chart, which is something I didn't know existed, but must have appeared before April 2019, it hit 14.
Okay.
In Oz digital tracks, the medicine with French Montana.
Some French medicine.
Yeah, there is a video.
There is. All right. A Fabanosis, a French medicine, a Fabanosis, medicine.
Oh dear, creepy carnival vibe. But everyone's wearing white, and Jen's a fortune teller. Ooh. There's a merry-go-round, and Jen's wearing a cowboy hat. The song doesn't start for ages. When does it begin? Oh, Jen's selling a phone in the middle and shows us how to take selfies. Then it's off to pole dancing school. Then she's the topper on a dance cake and wears some weird crystal two-faced hat. There's a piano and a human harp dance break, and Jen shows us how good she is at stripping. French Montana comes to say hi, and his head comes off.
He does too. That was so unexpected as well.
It's like, why is he holding his head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
So it's a weird carnival vibe.
Yeah. He needs some French medicine.
White.
Is what he needs.
It's
Yeah.
very strange. So this one feels like someone's trying to make a best of J-Lo, but her voice is better now.
Yeah.
Like there's a sax sample like Get Right. Yeah. She's yelling medicine like it's a Let's Get Loud. Yeah. There's the syncopated beats of Love Don't Cost a Thing. Fuck. I've become a J-Lo expert. This is a tragic, tragic happenstance. This makes this song even more hateful, finding out that I've recognised all of her fucking tropes. I hate this. I hate it. What did you do to me? I'm regular.
It's so regular. It finally happened.
I'm regular.
My evil plan.
French Montana wasn't even really any good in this.
Do you want some French medicine?
How did you feel about it? Oh my God.
So, the video, just to touch on that. I mean, Jen knows how to get that budget. She's like,
yes,
I'm getting that budget. And it was weird.
You know where she gets it from? From selling shit.
Literally.
Yeah.
I just think she went, like a lot of people were doing it. I know Britney did it a lot, but she was like, I'm going to sell everything. And I think that's, like, it's sort of almost like she's traded off of the brand J-Lo to make some pretty fucking great videos. Like, take the songs as you like, but some of these are better quality than anyone else was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Filmic wise, like, you know, like they look lush. And so in this video, like everything's really styled, and I was like, okay, there's some looks in here. Like if this was a photo shoot, I'm like, I want to see that photo shoot. The song, I think she's quite strong. I think she's all over it. Even when the BVs come in, they don't drown her out like they usually do. You know, she's at the center of that chorus. I think it pairs well with De Niro. I kind of want to have, like, hearing these songs and maybe a little bit the next one, confident Jen bangers. That's what I want. Like, I want that album.
Why was there no album? Why?
I don't know.
Like, I guess she's just old and like everyone's like, yeah. No,
well, also that seems to just be what people do now. Like, they don't do albums.
They just release
do songs.
songs.
But particularly De Niro and Medicine feel like they're from the same album. They're different enough, but they're similar enough. So yeah, I enjoyed this one, and I remember it. Like, you know, that, like you said, those horns stand out, and I agree. I think all of those things are like a best of, but she's just better at it now.
Yes.
So,
I think her voice is much better. Yeah. So are you... I think her voice is so good in this. I kind of want her to do a Tay-Tay and go back and record all her earlier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, she didn't do it the first time, so I don't know if it's a re-record. But
yeah, well, it's a new recording. Like, that would be... Like, if you just went in and just, you know, you added her actual voice to all the songs that she claimed to have sung the first time. That would be great.
Like Play. Like a song that was really great that just didn't have her on it. Like, get her in to do Play.
Yeah. Before we get into the I'm Real, this is a quick Law and Order Regular Victims unit. Yes. This was her 17th number one on the Billboard Club Dance chart, which puts her in 6th place for most number ones on that chart overall, in a 3-way tie with Christine W. and Mariah Carey, who does not know that chart anymore.
Doesn't know. Even though she just accepted a Billboard award, she does not know that chart. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
They had to put Christine... I don't know Christine W, so I'm going to say it's Christine Lardy. They had to put Christine Lardy in to just literally hold them apart.
I love that there's people like Christine W who only have dance hits and, you know, never really cross over. Like, because Kylie was that in America for a very long time. Like, had dance hit after dance hit after dance hit and never really got any, you know, big traction. Yeah. But, I love that there's people like that that can be... That can have as many number one Billboard Club Dance chart hits as Mariah and Jennifer Lopez, and we've never fucking heard of it. She's probably lovely.
Can you imagine Mariah finding out this fact? Ooh.
Oh, I hope she doesn't find it out from us, because I don't want to be the bearer of awful tidings.
Especially not in festive times.
Not during festivities. I feel terrible for bringing that up. Maybe I'll delete that Law and Order. Law and Order can go from there. That'll disappear when this episode goes out. It won't. It'll still be in here, and I'll feel bad. All right.
Playing a thing.
So, I'm Real. What percentage do you think she's saying?
Wait, before that, like, what did you think of the song? Like, you said the bits of it, but did you like it?
I didn't.
You're not sure?
No, I told you. It made me feel like, you know,
because you're mad that
I knew about J-Lo. I knew about all of her tropes, and it fucking shat me.
All right.
That was how I felt about it.
I think this is high. I wrote that this is all her.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's very high low, and like this, like her vocals in this made me think about her re-recording all of her old songs. Maybe some of even Taylor Swift's.
Why not? Come on.
You know, she's mad for miming to someone else. She might as well sing as well.
Yeah.
And are you pro low or no low?
I'm pro low on this one. I like this one.
No, it's too derivative for me.
Is it?
I'm like, I like it when someone has a sound, and I'm fine with that. But when you haven't used that sound for the last 15 years, and suddenly you go and try and plum all the depths.
She remembered. She's like, that's what I did.
Cherry picking the best things of all your best hits from 20 years ago. I'm like, no. Don't do that.
In fairness, all of the songs we listen to, only about 3 of them are J-Lo songs.
Exactly.
So she's still doing the same thing she's always done. It's just been 20 years since she wrote anything. So,
I know, I guess. Yeah. This is the first time in a long time she's had a writing credit on one of her songs. True. She's gone, I liked it when I did that, and I liked it when I did that, and I liked it when I did that. I'll put all those in here.
Yeah, do it again.
Maybe that was the extent of her writing. She goes, I want the bass line from Love Don't Cost a Thing, and I'll just shout like the song title, like Let's Get Loud. And if you can also, you remember the sax sample from Get Right? Yeah, that, but not that.
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
I've
written a song. I've written a song.
She called Mariah. You won't believe it. I finally did it.
I've written a song. Totally written it. I mean, I've seen your masterclass. I know how it works.
She just pointed at, like you said, she pointed. That's writing a song, according to both of them.
Run DMC like that. But instead, because she's so needy, she's like me, like that.
Yeah. And then
It's
instead of
like my other song, like that.
Instead of making the violinist perform until she cried, she just threw a stapler at someone until they cried. Like, whatever. As long as someone's crying, that's what happens.
That's what happens. Oh my God, this is off the chain. All right, we're up to the last track from our very strange list of songs.
Yes.
That don't belong anywhere. Certainly not in my ears. It's called In the Morning. It is also a J-Lo track, thankfully.
Yeah.
This one was released...
Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Thank goodness. It's just J-Lo. I'm so glad
it's just J-Lo. So I'm sick of her trying to glom onto everyone else. It's released November 2020, so this is our freshest song that we've got to date. And as if to prove she's weathered the test of time, the single art has her completely naked. It's my background art, just to go, it's 2020, and I still can show some side boob.
Yes, you can.
Without surgical scars. I look amazing. The songwriters are Daniel Rondon, Jackson Foote, James Abrahart, Jay Hart, Jennifer Lopez, Jeremy Dussoliet, who's known as Kinetics, Johnny Simpson, Patrick Ingunza, Tim Summers, a.k.a. One Love, and it's produced by Jackson Foote and Johnny Simpson. This was number 13 on the Canada Digital Songs chart.
Canada, all over it.
And on the UK singles downloads, it hit number 93.
Perfect.
That was as exciting as it got. There is a video.
Okay. Which one do I want? A Fabanopsis.
Okay. Jen falls out of the sky into Mariah's bath. She's got a dress that seems to be made out of discarded car parts. Then she's a mermaid. Then an angel with wings that are not going to support her booty. Oh, they grow. And she's completely nude because she needs us to know she's still got it. Then she does some severe Madonna bob work. That blonde bob that Madonna keeps insisting on. A butterfly escapes and Mariah becomes furious. I'm sure Mariah would recognise these as moths because they came out of a tattered dress.
Yeah, that's true.
Mariah would be like, no, I do butterflies. They are moths.
They're moths. Well, they're in the regular.
I don't know them. I don't know moths.
It's true. Moths and fleas.
How do you feel about In the Morning?
So, just on the video, like, I thought the video was gorgeous. I was like,
it's
this
beautiful.
Is beautiful. Like, what?
It's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these videos have been expensive and had, like, I feel like, especially like De Niro Medicine and maybe a couple of earlier ones had some really great shots, like looks. But this was...
They have delivered nothing.
Yeah. Whereas this was
no one has
like,
wanted these songs.
This one was like a moving painting. It was like, this is great. Yeah. As far as the song, I wrote, while it may mostly be AI at this point, because it kind of does sound like this, I thought this was a nice little morsel of a song. It's not overly hard-hitting, but has a little more emotion than most of her songs. If it were on an album with us, De Niro and Medicine, I think it would start forming one of her strongest vocal albums. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the sparse production.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the song construction or the lyrics are particularly great, but she's delivering a really robust vocal for her. And she goes to town on the key change, like, in a way she's never done before.
Yeah.
And it's under 3 minutes.
Yep.
it's almost good.
Yeah, it's very like I remember it, I can hear it. Again, it has that almost throwback vibe. It's like if I heard this song before but haven't, like it's the same as the Sweet video. I expected that this was going to have Law and Order because remember that there was a song where we could hear Sia in the background a while ago?
Yeah.
On one of the last albums. People who were talking about that kept showing this video. So I thought it was this song. And then when I listened to the song, I was like, oh, no, I don't hear Sia. Okay. She's not a writer. Oh,
I think it's just the severe bob. Everyone thought it was Sia.
Maybe. See, I didn't mind the severe bob on Jen. I kind of...
Oh, no, I think it looks good on it.
Yeah,
but I just, it was the severe bob matched with that smoky eyeshadow. I'm like, Madonna's cool. She wants her look from 10 years back.
Yeah. I think that, in a funny way, to end on this one feels appropriate in terms of it's not the greatest song ever.
No.
But it is indicative of some progress, if that makes sense.
I have some high hopes for This Is Me Now because of how advanced she is in singing now.
Yeah.
Like how far she's come with her vocals. I think maybe, although she does make some really wrong-headed choices.
And what I'm nervous about is she's going back to celebrate an album that wasn't our favourite. So... I didn't hate it. I feel like you didn't like it.
You know what?
At all.
If she's doing a Tay-Tay and she's just re-singing all those songs, maybe.
Yeah, true.
So I'm Real. What percentage of the song do you think she sang?
Look, I wrote mid-low. I think it is her, but it's also lots of help. But I think now that the help is a bit more digital, like AI. I've decided.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear anyone else. It just sounds a lot smoother than I'm used to. But she's also trying a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, but and I think she can sing better now. I think she's got more confidence because she's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And
I was
high low.
Finally. Like, she finally toured and got to know... Because I don't remember any issues with her vocals in the tour in terms of either miming or being terrible.
Watching the little bit of the concert film that I watched, she was... very restrained in dancing when she had to do a bit more singing. Yeah. And then other songs, I think, she just mimed.
Yeah, and that doesn't bother me.
Because there's some intense dancing to do.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me if there's some singing.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I was high-low because I feel like she's better at singing now. Are you pro-low or no-low?
I am pro-low. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm awe. For me, this song almost gets there. And I reckon after a few listens, I will either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
But it hasn't outstayed its welcome yet. But I'm like, it's in this weird kind of liminal space where it's like, if I listen to this another time, it's going to tip me one way or the other.
Sure.
And I think I just dipped out in time. I'm like,
yeah.
At the moment, it's awe, and it's like Schrodinger's song.
Yeah.
Like if I listen to it one more time, it's the worst song I've ever heard, or it's amazing.
Yeah.
And
or you'll find yourself singing it.
I was worried about becoming too regular after recognizing all of her fucking regular tropes. So I needed to get out of there immediately.
And I would argue that across the last 3 weeks, you've probably had a stronger amount of awes than no's.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. If this was actually an album, like we would have to eject at least 10 songs because there's 16 of them. And get in a few others, a few new ones. But yeah, I reckon this would be this. There was an album coming together here, but she never really bothered, I guess.
And I mean, COVID. This was 2020. Is that?
This was 2020. Yeah.
So who knows?
November 2020.
Something could have gone under.
This is deep in the COVID. Yeah, maybe she was halfway through something and it never.
And then she probably got back with Ben.
Oh yeah, and there was that. So, how do you feel about the album overall?
So, I'm kind of glad that we played it out the way we did because I kind of feel like it's in 3 sections.
Yeah. It feels like 3 different albums.
Yeah. We've got the first episode, which was kind of the 2010s bangers. You know, You Dance Again, Live It Up, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then you've got, in the middle, all the collabs, which are...
so many collabs.
Yeah, which are, pardon the pun, middling. I just, it was all a bit...
The middle section. The mids.
And then this episode, I feel like we were covering slightly more standalone. Even when she had features, they still felt like her songs. And things were just starting to come together a little bit more. So I kind of felt like the 2010 bangers are fun, if a little safe. Like they're fun, but you're not all the way there. And then the collabs are kind of all over the place. Whereas these last few, even Us, which wasn't my favourite, but I felt, again, as an album track, I'd be perfectly happy, with that in between a few bangers.
Yeah.
And the other thing I said was like where she shines are the videos. Like, even though they weren't all amazing, but I'd say 10 out of the 16. I mean, take out the hilarious product placement, but visually,
product placement.
Like visually, I feel like they at least used the budgets that they got from the product placement. Whereas I feel like a lot of artists would just show you, Coles brand Cocoa Puffs and then just have them in a microphone. Like, I felt like there's something that seemed reinvigorated for her since maybe Ain't Your Mama in those videos where she's like, I want to tell some stories again, or I just want to have great looks. She's always had nice, good looks, obviously. But she's like, I want to push it a little. So I think watching the videos, because I listened first and then watched the videos, and I think that helped me appreciate some of the songs a bit more. So yeah, it's certainly bitsy. It's probably touched on a little bit of everything she's done. But it is nice to be at the point that we can honestly say that there's been some improvement. Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the product placement I find difficult. Like when you've got someone like Cardi B and DJ Khaled who are liked by a much younger audience, which is obviously what she's trying to hook into, and then you're trying to sell them alcohol and vapes. I'm like,
there's not a lot of ethics going on, but I don't think that's new.
No, I mean, there's not a lot of ethics at all, full stop, because it's like, let's have a look at my watch and my phone all in one hit.
I think that's why I love it so much, because it's ridiculous. It's like, what?
It's like, this is so stupid. But yeah, I think there's the advertising thing. I don't think anyone's really looked into it, but it seems very problematic. She's obviously not the only one doing it. Everyone's having a crack.
She was just the lead. She just wasn't trying to hide it. That's what made it funny.
I mean, it's fine when it's her, perfume, because it's like, well, it's your perfume, you sell it. But when she's selling other people's things, it's like, oh, now we're getting to it.
And the funny thing is, I don't want to buy any of them. I just want to buy the barbecue she's cooking on.
The barbecue.
I want to look like that while I'm having a barbecue. It's ridiculous.
I think I've got that barbecue. I bought it at Aldi.
Perfect.
So for me, if this was an actual album, if it was one big album, I would think that it was a grasping, desperate mess of singles that are trying to recapture past glories by trying to glom onto a bunch of more relevant people. And Bryan Adams.
That's like the Dionne Warwick. So the Brightest Stars and LaToya Jackson.
I will say that listening to her voice on these tracks, once she's been cut loose from Corey Rooney, who was only really involved, I think, in one song that I didn't like. She seems far more capable and confident than I would have earlier presumed. So, I kind of... it's a weird feeling, isn't it? It's like I feel like
it's a complicated landscape that we've trudged over in the Regularverse, where it's like, on one hand, she's doing so many things that we've wanted her to do. And at the same time, there's still a whiff of regularity throughout everything.
But it's like, this voice on her earlier songs, you're like, oh, that just, that would fill me with joy. Because some of those songs I wanted to like, and they were just, It's that whiny Karen from Bunnings songs. I've only heard about half of these have got Karen. She hasn't gone full Karen.
It didn't feel full Karen. I agree.
It's been good. But I think she's more capable, more confident, and And I find that tragic that these songs have been largely ignored by, looking at chart positions like that, it's like no one's hearing her improvement because no one's hearing them.
And I think I will say that of the last 4 songs, or maybe 3 songs, where for the first time I feel like she maybe deserved a little bit more than she got. And it's also...
I don't think the songs are great, though.
Well, that's what's becoming interesting. It's almost getting to the point where, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's that she's actually becoming a better singer than the songs she's being given.
Yeah.
Which is not what we started with. It's the opposite of what we started with.
Before we had Let's Get Loud with with fucking Karen, like screaming it at the top of her lungs whenever she could get the chance. And I think she would do a much better job of Let's Get Loud.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. How did we end up here?
Weird. How did we end up here? If you can stand it, do you have a favourite song?
Oh, you're going to hate it. I like De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to hate my favourite song as well.
It's the hardest ever, isn't it?
I liked Stressin'.
Oh, Stressin'? Okay, I'm not too mad about that one. I didn't hate that.
It wasn't hers, though, so I feel...
Yeah, so you feel confident.
Do you have a least favourite?
Oh, the hardest ever, THE. Get it out of my life. Thank you.
Yeah, no, mine was This Boy's Fire.
Yeah.
And again,
didn't need it.
I only just realised now as I say that was the one Corey Rooney produced vocal.
Yeah, sure. I also think that was an earlier track as well.
Yeah,
from that
before.
era.
Yeah. So sense. It's from way back when. Blech. So, do I know her? Are you pro-low or no-low on this collection of songs? Well, I don't want to call it an album, but on all of these songs in one great big hit. Like, I know you would be pro-low on that last third that we've done only in this episode, but you've got to go all the way back to...
I know, that makes it harder. I feel like if it was individual...
And Will.i.am.
Yeah.
And...
If I were to just do each episode, I would go or no pro.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess puts me in awe.
Yeah.
Because like we said, there is some good stuff happening, but it's not all the way. I feel like I'm rooting for her more now.
Yeah.
Than I did, because I feel like she is showing up, and I appreciate that so much more than when she was just having, decent hits, but maybe not putting in the work.
When she came to singing later.
Yeah, because even, not to harp on about the videos.
And maybe that's part of it. Maybe the coming to singing later is the problem.
And some of, not to harp on about the videos, but those videos would not have been easy to make. That's work, that's effort. So...
Yeah, and some of her videos for her hits were very, very basic.
Yeah.
Every now and again there was one with a bit of dancing in it, but if there wasn't a dance scene, it was just I'm just going to stand here.
Yeah, I'm just looking pretty with
I'm going to sit under this tree and cry about fucking Mark Anthony being dead.
No, that one, I think we liked that one because she did a bit of acting.
We did. We liked the acting. And she had dark, short hair.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like I have to be in the awe. But, yeah, definitely, episode 1 is an awe, episode 2 is a no, and episode 3 is a pro.
Yeah, I think I'd be more. I think I was more no than awe. So
I reckon there was more awe.
Really?
There's a lot of awes.
There was a lot of. There's also a lot of no's. I had only one pro.
Maybe the no's didn't stand out as much because I'm used to it. But the awes, because there was a lot of times where I was no and you were awe.
Yeah, there were a lot of. Yeah, you were no and I was awe. But yeah, I think I'm oh, nah. And do you have a name for this album?
I do. It sort of goes along with those scores that I just gave, where it's in 3. So if this was an album, it would be, That would be the album.
I've called this album Need.
Need? Like I'm needy or I'm needing dough and I need to...
Either way. You read into it whatever you want. need.
I think what you're saying is, I really need these songs. I love these songs so much. I needed this in my life. I'm so glad I went to the Regularverse because I'm Prolo now.
No, that is not what it's called. It's like, I need to be back on top. When is that going to happen? What do I have to do? Why do I've made an effort now. Why is it still not happening? Yeah. I'm making the effort you said I should have made 20 years ago. It's still not happening. Yeah. I need it.
It's also kind of interesting that she has gone into this era, which is the post-2010 era, which has not been kind to most artists of her age and era. Kylie's really only just coming back around, even though I think the quality of Kylie's work has always been a lot stronger. But, you know, you haven't seen Mariah doing a whole lot. Like, she's kind of gone, I don't know what they're doing, so I'm just going to keep doing Mariah.
Yeah, just keep being Mariah. I just do Christmas. That's what I do.
Yeah, do Christmas. And so it is interesting to watch her just try something, even though nothing's really stuck. But I think
even film-wise, she's not really hitting any heights at the moment.
And yet, in some ways, I feel like she's more famous than ever.
Yeah, she's in the, like, trying to find shit for fucking Prolo moments is a nightmare because she's headlines all over the place, but it's mostly about what she's wearing, where she's been. Like, I could have told you 100 stories about her and Ben having a poker night in Las Vegas to raise money for something, because that was everywhere. But like that, she's turning up to the opening of a can of tuna, looking spectacular, and wearing ballet flats. But what else is she doing?
Yeah,
like, she's just turning up to shit and complaining about her husband not picking up the poo.
There's a lot of similarities with her movies, and again, we might do some of them, but where she's generally pretty good in most of them, but the movies are just kind of okay.
Yeah, like Out of Sight is an outlier, really, in her kind of filmography, because
I think straight people saw that as well.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's like, you know, she's doing good work, but then the films around her are like,
I watched one with my sister recently, which was The Mother. And that was...
I want to watch that because I really like the writer.
I mean, it was nothing new. It was J-Lo, you know, she has two tropes in her movies that I like. Either, you know, Boy Meets Girl and Something Gets in the Way, Monster-in-Law, The Wedding Planner, all the others.
Made in Manhattan.
Or someone does her wrong and she gets really fit and fights them. And it's that movie. So it's almost daytime, but a little bit better. You know, it's not quite Lifetime. It's that little bit better quality. But
speaking of daytime, we are in, you know, not only is it Mariah festivities, but we are in the Lacey Chabert Hallmark movie era, the Melissa Joan Hart festivity specials.
Which, by the way, Lacey Chabert in those new Mean Girls ads for Black Friday has not aged a day. It's not. She was not young in that movie.
A millisecond. Either. No,
she was. I would say she was at least 7 years older than everyone else in that movie.
Yeah,
and it's like
she's just really short.
Yeah,
she was really short. So
and she could still play that character now. Anyway, but
we've got to watch her crossword movie.
We do. We have to watch those
murder movies.
But The Mother was one of those movies where I was like, it's not a great movie, but she's good in it. I believed her. Yeah. You know, it's a J-Lo vehicle for sure. It's a way to keep her relevant.
I think she produced it as well. But yeah, she's a great actor. I think, you know, she just ends up being in shit things. Yeah. It's like, you know, she chooses to do some really good acting in a movie that's not great.
Yes.
The same as she chooses to deliver a bit of a belt in a song that you're like, no one's listening by now.
I know, God.
Like, you're delivering the belt in a song that no one wants to hear because the first half is shit.
Yeah. Oh, Jen. Oh, Jen.
Anyway, she looks amazing for 59.
It's quite perfect. I mean, you joke. She's not far off it. Like, she's closer to that than anything else. And it's really, like, I am someone who, as we both know, like, you know, both of us try to not put too much emphasis on someone's looks. But I can't help but be gobsmacked when I see that she just doesn't change. It's quite incredible.
She looks amazing.
I reckon she got some notes from Jane Fonda on that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. When she was the monster-in-law.
Yeah. That was a fun movie.
Jane Fonda was like, don't go too crazy on the surgery.
Yeah, just this.
Little bit here, little bit there.
And I mean, fit as anything. That's it. I will give her credit. That would not be. I would not want that life. Like,
no.
Holy shit. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah. Let's get the hell out of here.
Get the fuck out of our podcast. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of our podcast. Get the fuck out. Just walk away. Walk away. You tacky regular bitch. Regular. Get the fuck right out of my face. Regular bitch. Well, we're almost home. We've escaped the Regularverse after 3 long weeks in the trenches. And here at the time of festivities, it just feels like this podcast has become a sacrilege to itself.
It has. It's eating itself from the inside out.
So I gather we're going to take something of a break, but we usually have a little Christmas thing up our sleeves, don't we?
Thing? I don't know. Should we keep it as a surprise?
Yeah. Like
all right.
Just keep tuned to your feeds. Something may turn up on Christmas Day.
Is a Tuesday, is it? No, Monday. It's a Monday. It's a Mariah Monday. Yeah, Christmas is a Monday. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Christmas is a Monday. It's a normal day.
Yeah,
something
might
may
be
arrive.
Shoved in your stocking. A triple DP of snubbage.
A triple DP of gift.
Gift.
But yes, happy festive season to all who celebrate.
Yes.
And if you don't, or you find this time of year difficult, then it's fine. You can come to the Regularverse where. No, actually, don't come to the Regularverse. No. You may not make it to New Year's.
It snows ash. It's just bleak.
But yeah, I know this time of year, I know we get excited about it because Mariah gets excited about it, but it is difficult for some people. Like, you know, I couldn't listen to Miss You Most at Christmas time for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand. And if you're having some troubles at this time of year, feel free to hit us up on the socials. We'll happily ignore you like everyone else does. No,
no, I mean,
we're very needy. We will respond.
We will be nice.
we are very nice. Sometimes, not to each other, but to other people. Yeah. But so merry everything to everybody, and we'll and we'll have a.
Sorry.
We'll see you sometime in the new year with fresh episodes.
And there's some stuff. There's some you don't even know.
I don't know.
This is
your
bonkers.
Plans are very strange, and I never know what goes on.
No, and you never will.
I never will. I turn up and you go, we're doing this week. I'm like, are we? Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, there is at least one more trip to the Regularverse in our future.
Yeah, I think 2.
But I think it's in Spanish, which sometimes is a bit more tolerable.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. Bye, Lamely.
Bye.